All right, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So today we're going to look at FIDIC, right, and some other standard forms. Today we're going to focus on contracting standard or contracting standards. Sorry. Today again I'm repeating. Yes, I like to repeat myself. We're going to look at contracting standards, and one of the very popular contracting standards known to us is FIDIC, right? FIDIC is the first one we're going to look at. FIDIC. Now, how important is a contract standard or a contract form? And that's what it is. A contract standard is a formal standard way or formal standard form of a contract, of executing a contract. So for certain types of works, your form or the format of that document will be designed in a certain way. You with me on that, David? David Abdul Latif. Udaya, are you there? Are you there, Charlene? Are you there? All right. So anyone here familiar with FIDIC? Anyone? Is FIDIC new to any one of you? Is FIDIC new to any one of you? So it's basically new. So FIDIC is an international standards organization for consulting, engineering, and construction. All right. So, all right. So it's a French definition, as you would see there. All right. But to keep it simple, it's basically an international organization or international standards organization or ISO standard for consulting, engineering, and construction, right? Or I should say for engineering and construction type projects. With me on that? Charlene, you with me on that? Who is exposed to FIDIC here? Which one of you? Which one of you? Is it you, Charlene? Is it Abdul Latif? All right. Now, okay, used it before. Very good, nice. Now, I want us to be clear on something. Having a standard in anything is good. So let me ask David, if there's a standard, a particular format in executing a project, what is the benefit of that? It's so important to have a standard. David, what is the importance of having a standard in anything that you do? And that is what FIDIC is trying to do. And all those contract forms. David, are you there? Yeah, what are the benefits? David, what are the benefits of having a standard form to execute a particular type of contract or a particular type of work or works or job or services? What is the benefit of having a standard way of doing it? What is the benefit? So there are many benefits actually. So one particular benefit we're seeing here. So FIDIC promotes, yes, it's reliable, yes, and it promotes clarity. Standard brings trust, yes, I agree with that. So, once there's a formal way of doing some things, a way that does not allow us to deviate at every point in time, yes, it gives more, what should I say? It makes the process more trustworthy. I agree with you on that. Very good. And it brings clarity, and it's not only FIDIC. FIDIC is not the only contract standard, right? All contract standards strive to promote clarity, all right? And clarity is so important in a contract. Yeah. If there's ambiguity, you will end up with lots of problems. So many problems, right? Late delivery of contract. All right. What else? Misinformation, miscommunication, misunderstanding. So many issues. So many problems, quality problems. And we cannot afford it. All right. We cannot afford to have that because it will be costly to the entire process. Fairness and equity. Fairness and equality, or the project being equitable, yeah. Complete and flexible, yes. Now, these contract standards can be tweaked to suit your needs. Can I repeat that, David? So, David, although there's a form, a contract form to execute a particular type of job, you can tweak it accordingly. Can I give an example? I'll give you an example. For example, I can include Sharia laws in a FIDIC contract. Are you with me on that, Udaya? Udaya, are you there? I can include that. So I can modify the forms. So there's a level of flexibility. You all got that? Are you all with me? Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. There's a level of flexibility, right? So we'll get into some more detail as we go along. All right. And yes, FIDIC it's recognized, right? It's world renowned. It's a recognized contract standard. All right. So let's look at it. Let's look at. Okay, this is the Australian construction market. Highlights some drawbacks of FIDIC. I'm going to get to drawbacks in a while, all right? So, which FIDIC contract should I use? So let's look at it. Let's look at this document. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing my screen? How to select which FIDIC contract? Which one is applicable? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? And I can just look at the color codings. Let's look at the color codings for a minute. Red book, conditions of contract for construction. All right. Pink book, red book adopted for multilateral development banks, audits, labor provisions, corruption avoidance, etc. Yellow book, conditions of contract for plant design and building. So if you're designing a plant or building a plant, the yellow book's format, or standard applies. With me on that, David? David, with me on that? Charlene, are you there? Charlene, are you there? Charlene, are you there? Silver book, for example, engineering procurement type contracts or turnkey contracts. So a turnkey contract basically means or suggests that the client awards a contract to the contractor, and that contractor is responsible for everything. All the client has to do is, as we say, turn the key, right? In other words, all the client has to do is start the plant up. You with me on that? Just start the plant, start the equipment, start using the hospital, whatever. You with me on that when I say turnkey? Are you with me on that? A turnkey contract is a contract. What should I say? It's a contract route, I may say, right? Turnkey arrangements. And turnkey type EPC contracts, you will use that silver book standard. In the oil and gas industry, you will find a lot of engineering procurement type contracts, right? Are you there? Are you all there with me? Testing 1, 2, 3. So it's just to get an idea or feel of which book you would apply where. Then there's the orange book. Condition of contract for design, build, and turnkey merged with yellow. Gold book, conditions of contract for design, build, operate, maintenance type contracts. Now, what are you seeing there? In our last class, in our last session, we spoke about several procurement routes, not so? Did we speak about several procurement routes, guys? Remember we spoke about build, own, operate, transfer, and design, build, own, and so on? Remember we did that? So are you recognizing that these procurement routes, right, are blended or I would say blended with the FIDIC format? Are you all with me on that? So here's what happens. Design, I will design it, I will build it, I will operate it, and I will transfer it to you, right? I'll give an example. This can be the contract itself, how it is written, can be done within a FIDIC standard. David, are you understanding what I'm saying? A design, build, and operate, for example, contract. Design, build, operate. Which is a procurement route. The way the contract is designed, formatted, right, can be done under FIDIC terms and conditions, and it will be guided by the gold book, right? So there are so many details with these different books. You don't want to go into those details, but we just want to have an idea. For now, we want to have an idea of the different elements of FIDIC. So it's not, although it's a standard, yes, and this standard has different elements applied based on the type of work to be executed. With me on that? Testing 1 to 3. Look at this. Conditions for short form of contract. Could someone give me an example of a short form of contract? Give me an example of a short form of contract. In other words, well, you give me an example. A short form of a contract or conditions of short form of contract. Something, this is where we use the green book. Give me an example of a short form of a contract. We do it every day. Every day we have those type of contracts. Give me an example. A short form of a contract is not the building of a school. That might be that. It might be the repair of, say, a bridge, maybe something, a minor repair, right? Hold on. See if I get an example for you. Hold on. All right. So I was looking for a typical example. So a short form of a contract might be I would say like maybe a minor repair of a road or a drain or something that is not major then, right? And I will pull up the green book for you in a minute, right? And then we have blue book, conditions of contract for dredging work, right? So you will dredge you can dredge a river, for example, and then you have the white book, client consultant model services agreement. So for services, certain services, you will have that white book, right? So this is the FIDIC arrangement in a nutshell. All right, it is a standard, and this is a rainbow that we can use, right? So I want to give you an example of I want to give you all an example of one of those books. So let me pull up one of the FIDIC books for you.